Chris and I have been friends for many, many years, and it's a great pleasure to welcome him here to Prague today. Chris, I'm going to ask you a few unexpected questions, okay? So I want the people here at Unitarian to get a different feel of you, or feel for you. And basically, I want you to tell them how you got from being a postman to being a peacemaker.
Okay, I actually was talking to Lucien earlier on, and we were talking about, funny enough, we sort of started on a similar road. We're both actors, and I think there's still probably a lot of the actor in Lucien, a lot of the actor in me as well. Actually, my first job was a ladies' hairdresser, and after that I became a postman. And when I worked as a postman, my real ambition was to be an actor. So like Lucien, I went to drama school, studied acting, and spent a few years then working as an actor and writing plays. I wasn't a very successful actor, and although I think when you're an actor, you never stop being an actor. And I ended up working, what happened was, when I worked with the postmen had no representative. They had no trade. Does everybody know what a trade union is? They had no trade union representative. And they elected me, and I actually ended up, from that, ending up one of the main people running the union. And that was a thing I did for about 18 years.
Would you say it was your trade unionist activities that led you into peacemaking, peace building? Or would you say it was your discovery of Unitarianism when you were writing plays, etc.?
Yeah. I think a little bit of everything. And I say this carefully. I come culturally from an Irish Catholic nationalist background. My family, my grandfather, my father, they all fought in the IRA in the first struggle for Irish independence against British rule in Ireland. So that was where I was coming from. Not as hard line as maybe my family, but still that was my culture. So in the trade union movement, I suppose the good thing about the trade union movement, although you might go in with plenty of ideology and plenty of belief and things like that, at the end of the day, it's about resolution. It's about finding solutions to intractable problems. It's about resolving conflict, albeit in the industrial world. How I came into peace work was, and I'm wearing this t-shirt with Peace Train on it.
Stand up and show us. Give us a twirl.
I won't give you a twirl because my modelling days are at an end. During my work as a trade union leader, the IRA during the conflict in Northern Ireland continued to bomb the railway line between Dublin and Belfast, the two main cities on the island of Ireland. And most people in Ireland were like Lucien and Jesse. They were beautyists, not terrorists. But the terrorists seemed to be able to capture the imagination and also the news. And we thought the only image coming out of Ireland was people planting bombs, killing people, blowing up the railway line. So what we decided to do is we would hire a train and we would all get on this train. Initially there was only going to be 40, 50 people from peace movements, from the musical world, from the religious world, from the trade union world, and that we would get on a train and go to Belfast. Again, we'd finished planning it. We had 3,000 people on 3 trains, and we had 3 trains with Peace Train on the front of them, and we travelled up to Belfast. And on the way back, this was 1989, and on the way back from Belfast to Dublin, the IRA put a bomb on the line to stop the train, and we refused to get off the train. We stayed on the train, and the army and the police told us we must get off the train because they had to take the train away and they were afraid that there could be more attacks on the train. And we made the point that at that very same time, in 1989, at the very same time that we were sitting on that train in Ireland, there were people from East Germany sitting on a train in this country, in then what was Czechoslovakia, and those people wanted to get out of East Germany. And we said, we are the same as those people, and we are Europeans, and we demand the right to move freely in Europe, like the young East Germans who want to move out of Czechoslovakia into Frankfurt. We want to go back to Dublin, and we want to do it on the train. We're not going to walk, we're not going to get on buses, we're not going to go in cars. We're going on this train, and we're not getting off the train until these people stop putting their bombs on the railway line. And when we said that, we looked out of the train, and we were surrounded by TV crews from all over the world, by media from all over the world. And when that message went global, the IRA were so embarrassed that eventually they stopped bombing the line. We had to do that a few times. We kept running these trains up and down to Belfast, but eventually the IRA realised they were losing this campaign, that the people had spoken, and that, you know, it's a funny thing to say, but people who are involved in terror need publicity, and they're dependent on publicity. And when ordinary people take that publicity away from them, that diminishes them and makes them look foolish.
Would you like to tell us something about your how you came into Unitarianism?
Yeah, well, when I was working as an actor, I was in a play called The Night Thoreau Spent in Jail, and about Henry David Thoreau, the American philosopher. And I learned that Henry David Thoreau and Waldo Emerson were both Unitarian, and I was very impressed by these people, and particularly the character of Henry David Thoreau. And I discovered then, a friend of mine told me there was a Unitarian church in Dublin. So I started going along to that church. And eventually, it was difficult for me at first because I would have regarded myself as non-religious and probably atheist. And here I found myself going to a church. Because I don't know if I mentioned, but I came from a Catholic background, so I had lots of baggage from that. But when I found myself going to a church, this was a very strange experience. And it took me a few years to admit to myself that I wanted to belong to another church, and that I wanted to belong specifically to the Unitarian Church. And I always say to people, I never converted to Unitarianism. I discovered I was a Unitarian. That's what was in me.